let me tell you something, brother. You better get ready for the tag team event of the century, dude. It's not happening in the ring. It's happening on your speakers with the most bodacious, the most hilarious podcast of all time. Ooh, yeah, dig it? It's a podcast that's more unpredictable than Hogan ratting out Ventura and the boys to Vince at WrestleMania 3. We were this close to health insurance and retirement funds, brother. This close. Oh, wow, Macho, this is what we're doing? Okay. So these two dudes with attitude, they're taking you on a wild ride, brother, all throughout wrestling history. Pay-per-view reviews, watch-along matches. These dudes are the true originators of the madness that Macho Man claims to be all about, Jack. Well, yeah, brother. Well, how about saying your prayers, taking your vitamins, and letting your friend record you bouncing around in the bedroom with his old lady? Well, let me tell you something, Macho Man. At least me and none of the maniacs took Stephanie McMahon to her junior prom. Ooh.
Is Hogan selling the face/throat? Pause.
He said he's selling the face and throat.
I didn't mean like selling face. Did I just say that?
So all you Hulkamaniacs and jabronis, grab your vitamins, eat your Nugenics, strap in, and get ready for more grabs than a 5-star Meltzer Classic in the Tokyo Dome, brother. Don't miss out. Ooh, yeah. This podcast's gonna be hotter than a habanero in hell. So grab your headphones and let the madness begin. Dig it? Ooh, yeah.
Ew, indeed, Hulkster. Yes, it's still us. It's just a little different spin on things. You already know who this is. This voice B on these airwaves. It is IBADBIC, aka Black IRS, aka the beef of the motherfucking East. B.A. Bigelow at y'all service with the no more BA show. None of that. No more of that. It's 2024. This whole season of truth and such that it seems to be very early in this year with all the celebrities and such. So before the year started, we figured, since the real truth here is, like, y'all know I don't do this all on my own. I don't just roll the ball out here and just get it going. That other voice that you always hear that does the most amazing mixing and all the cool shit that we do between both shows, the man deserved his actual props. He is no longer a co-host or anything like that. He is or no sidekick, essentially. He is a co-host here. He's sharing it. So no more BA show. This is now the BA and the Wise Man show. Wise Man, if you will. Say what's up to the people.
Oh, it's been a while. Jesus, man. It's been weeks since we got to do anything. But yes, hello.
Yeah.
Revamped like we've been spewing our fucking asses off for weeks on the main pod talking about. But yes, it feels great. Appreciate it. That could be, you know, like I said, new moniker from now on. Everyone can just call me the Wise Man. That's all. It's been a given name. I did not give that myself, so please don't think that.
I take all the credit for that. I put myself over again, like I like to do here. Yes, all the credit. I even refer to this man as the Wise Man in like normal conversation. Has to be weird for him, normal for me. But yes, I enjoy it very much. So you're welcome, everybody.
Keeps kayfabe.
Kayfabe's important, brother. So with that said, like we were saying in the intro, like we're just doing whatever here. Like we've done a lot of different things when this was just the BA show last year when we kicked this thing off in May of 23. So we figured, like I said, on top of that, like we don't just want to be reviewing pay-per-views. We did a couple different things. We had the watch along to No Holds Barred, which we may sometime do again. Maybe we'll invite the whole Let Me Book family for that one, because there were some thoughts in our chat once we watched that again. One of my favorite episodes, talking about infamous moments of pay-per-views and such, having guest hosts on. Shout out to J-Bone again of Coming Down the Aisle podcast. Go check out that Starcade 97 review where we give some thoughts and about that whole year in wrestling in general. Great episode as well. But like the Wise Man said, we've been gone for a minute, trying to get things all cleaned up and appropriated here as far as how the new show, the new look, the new sound, the new feels So we thought we would just kind of keep it to the stilo of the WCW affair. It being January, the month of January, in my mind, you know, on the other side of the country, it's always Rumble season, which we will give y'all some of. We'll give y'all a little taste of some Rumble stuff here as the show progresses. But we wanted to do. I think it came more near and dear to my heart in my Attitude Era run. And not the original. We wanted to do one of the sold out pay-per-views. So as y'all remember, and I remember very well, there's not a lot of greatness known amongst this pay-per-view class of them when WCW was having them. This was an NWO pay-per-view, the history on it. The first one, it was booked as a WCW versus NWO Survivor Series style type deal. And then it progressed into absolute weirdness from there pretty much. So that brings us to 1999. And in this particular year, what attracted me, and I think the Wise Man would agree here, is the main event. Wiseman, would you tell the good people, if you can, what the main event of this pay-per-view is?
Oh, Jesus. So throughout the great card of 9 matches, we have the main event, which is Bill, I ended Bret Hart's career, Goldberg, versus Scott Ayo Hall in a stun gun ladder match. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never heard of a stun gun ladder match, a stun gun ladder match consists of a taser tied to a fucking rope 10 feet above the ring, and you have to grab it, and not only grab it, but tase your opponent with it. Yep. So I don't think this has ever been used again in wrestling. Please excuse me if I'm wrong. I'm glad it hasn't, but this is a main event you have never seen before. Something else.
Yeah, and hope to never see again.
Facts.
To be honest with you there, Wise Man.
Big facts.
I can't imagine, or I need proof. Maybe we'll have to see if he'll do some sort of interview with us, some sort of shoot interview, if you will. Vince Russo. This speaks of, smells of, sounds like, looks like Vince Russo all over it with the main event like this. But no, folks. He's not here yet. He's not here, allegedly. He's still in WWF land, still doing this thing. He arrives in the year 2000, as we've talked about here on other pay-per-view reviews that shall remain nameless. New Blood Rising, fuck you. So, yeah, with that said, we'll be doing a watch-along to just that match this evening, because guys and gals out there in podcast listening land, it's some weirdness on this card. Like I said, 1999, sold out. City takes place in good old Charleston, West Virginia. 10,000, a little over that in attendance. The tagline of this pay-per-view is no turning back. Usually, like I said, sold out follows up starts at the top of the year, so it means, as we found out last episode, Starrcade, usually what leads off into that. Speaking to the main event, and this is what people more so think of when they think of the stun gun and Scott Hall, Goldberg wrestling Kevin Nash for the streak, essentially, and the stun gun ending the legendary kayfabe ridiculous streak that go for, big quotes on that came in with him from the power plant. And this is where it came out of screeching halt. It was in December of 98, with Scott Hall dressed as a member of security, as Goldberg got ready to do his normal 1-2 of the spear to jackhammer, give me my belt. He chopped up on the apron, stun gunned my guy in the chest, and the rest is history. Kevin Nash wins, streak over. So this would be, if you will, I guess, a grudge match. And yeah, so that's where this starts off at, as far as where this main event came from. The no turning back tagline beats me, guys. Y'all go tell us in the comments. Shit, I don't fucking know. With that said, the opening match, interesting, I'd say. We got the homie, always a staple on the WCW pay-per-views we review. Words, pal, they're hard. Chris Benoit wrestling Mike Enos in just some plain Jane black tights.
I wouldn't call
more
that.
generic looking than when Stone Cold was the ringmaster. Just showing up
I wouldn't call that
to
nigga
wrestle
the
Chris
homie, though.
Benoit.
That's the only thing. I wouldn't call that nigga the homie.
I mean, like,
I just think of those words Paul
I
Heyman
digress.
said every time. If that's your boy, then fuck you. And I was like, oh shit.
oh yeah, good point. Yeah, that does ring heavily.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, better words, BA. Again, words are hard, pal.
that guy, Chris Benoit and Mike Ennis.
Yes, there we go.
10-minute singles match. And like you said, I don't know who Mike Ennis is. Generic black trunks. Versus Air Crippler. You gotta educate me on this one, please. Who the fuck was
I'm
Mike
here.
Ennis?
I got you. He was I remember what I remembered him from after being reminded was the Beverly Brothers gimmick in early WWF, early 90s WWF. They were a tag team. Early 90s WWF cartoon shit. So they were like brothers, I guess, but they were both like blonde and had like either mullets or crew cuts. But yeah, that was who he was known for. So fast forward to 1999, he's opening up wrestling Chris Benoit, getting squashed by him. So yeah, interesting, but I completely forgot who he was. I thought he was one of those generic alleged steroid freaks of the early 2000s in WCW. At first, I'm like, oh, no. He was a generic jobber from the 90s. The Beverly Boys didn't do much but get beat up by the Hart Foundation, from what I recall.
I mean, when you say generic, I don't think you could paint a more generic picture than this. I mean, this
he's
dude,
the definition of a call.
This dude is crew cut, no tattoos, black trunks, black knee pads,
Yes.
black boots. Like,
he is, when you open up the Create a Wrestler screen and you see that generic ass figure standing there just waiting for you with his hands like this and shit, like, like the worst wrestling stance ever, because you know you would never roll out your Create a Wrestler like
exactly.
that. That's him.
This shit is terrible. But like you said, he gets fucking squashed by Air Crippler. And shout out to the music. If this was Chris Benoit's original music, that shit kind of slaps. Was this the Horseman music?
His original music. No, that was his music. The Horseman music, you hear it when Mongo wrestles. Usually with an Arn Anderson match, no matter what the era is, that was his music.
This shit reminds me of like a Lethal Weapon.
Ric Flair was always too good for the Horseman music. What'd you say, Wiseman?
That music reminds me of like Lethal Weapon type shit. This shit's fire. I love it.
Oh yeah, man. Richard Donner all over that shit. That's what it sounds like. That techno synthesizing beat. You never would think, and it always threw me off because it was like this mean looking motherfucker walking out to this like jock jam and shit. Like did not rhyme well to me ever. When I would see Chris Benoit come out, but that shit was fire. That was his real theme music.
I like it. I fuck with it.
Yeah, it's dope. But to your point of the Horseman music, the Horseman music had that mean ass guitar riff, like. That Horseman music used to go hard too, but like I said, Ric Flair never fucked with it. He was like, "Give me my normal shit." Like, nah.
Too good for the Horseman music. I get it.
Yeah. Part of the downfall was Ric Flair was always bigger than the Horseman, and I'm not giving you anything on this dub if you're listening to this. They were still more over than you know who. But I digress. Go listen into the vaults. Patreon coming soon. Go listen while you still can. Without having to pay us to go listen.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they touch in the 2022-23 bloodline. That's some different type of work.
No. We're not doing this here, Wise Man. We'll have a whole formal episode put up around this. It'll be like a State of the Union. It'll be a State of the Stables, and we'll all review this when
State
the
of the
bloodline
Stables.
officially.
That's a good
State of the Stables, like Clash of the Champions. State of the Stables.
Bloodline versus the Four Horsemen. That is the first fucking episode. We're doing that.
I gotta see the bloodline wash away before we can discuss it. But I digress. Back to shit pay-per-view 1999.
Yeah, my bad.
You cool, but that's a fire concept. We can put a pin in this. We gotta make sure that everybody listens to this. But anyway, as far as the family, we already know y'all listen if you're listening. But match number 2, and I got some questions. And this is always some questions I've always had about this guy. Norman Smiley versus Chavo Guerrero Jr. Chavo, I got no question. I know Chavo is. No, love him. Don't need to talk about it. Norman Smiley, however, has been a lot of different things in his wrestling career. Right?
To say the least.
One thing that is always, for lack of a better word, bothered me was this wiggle shit. Right? So the fact that he would be wearing those trunks, and it's like I watch it like fucking like O.J. Simpson when he was Nordberg in the Naked Gun era type man, walking around in like his underwear essentially, like doing this shit, and that shit was over in this era of WCW. Thank God he gets the hardcore gimmick in the Vince Russo era. That's the Norman Smiley everybody remembers and loves, when he was wearing like football gear and getting fucked up. I don't want to watch Vince Russo wrestling, but for the look on your face, wise man, if you can see this here, if you could see it, listeners, he's very perplexed. Yes, Norman Smiley got into like a whole hardcore gimmick because when they got into the hardcore title shit in like the early 2000s, because WWF did it, he's like a champion that fights, a fighting champion, we'll just say that, but he wears ridiculous stuff. He would always have like a cart, like the New Jack cart full of weapons coming out to the ring. It was a wild ass gimmick from what you saw in this match.
I never knew of the hardcore Norman Smiley because like my dad was a WCW guy and he always ripped on this Norman Smiley. So like whenever he would see like a dude that wears shorts that are too short, he would say they're trying to dress like Norman Smiley. Like it would be just weird. It would be hilarious. But now that I've rewatched this shit, I get it because this match is weird. This is and I don't want to do a watch along to this. It's entirely too long. This is almost the longest match on the card other than the main event. Yes. This is the longest match other than the main event. And they're just like
big fact.
Like, you know, I like Graps, don't get me wrong, but there's a certain level where Graps goes too far. And this match is just
the next special.
Too much grappling. I'm good. There is too much grappling. I did not like it. And it's Norman Smiley, because I don't even know if we announced the match. It's Norman Smiley versus Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Oh yeah, they got it, but there, for those that weren't paying attention,
Chavo.
That's why I said Chavo wasn't really the question here. I know who Chavo is. I'm glad we got to a Norman Smiley match because I always had questions about this guy. I was like, what the fuck was this gimmick with this wiggle shit? Like, what the fuck is a wiggle? Like, I didn't get it, and I never did. And I'm glad that this came up on a pay-per-view because it's something that's always bothered me, and it didn't hit me till I saw it back on my screen. I'm like, fuck, a goddamn Norman Smiley match? I'm like, but you can talk about this finally, Brian. Like, it's like some therapy shit. I'm like, it opened up a memory. I'm like, fuck, I hate it.
So how did Norman Smiley make you feel, Brian?
Weird. Repressed it. That's how weird it was to me. All I remember was the hardcore stuff until he popped back up into the Performance Center as a coach in WWE. He might still be doing that. I don't know. But he did it. I mean, he might have been there when fucking Hugh Morris was there abusing people. But I digress. Allegedly, with that being said. But yeah, man. Weird as fuck. And he's just always like he was naked to me. It's just always bothered me.
It's so weird.
It's like your social studies teacher, like in underwear. I don't need to see it.
It's like Cody Rhodes without knee pads back in like 2010, bro.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Great example. I forget the episode was referenced. I think that was like one of the first episodes, the Night of Champions from 2007, maybe. Yes. That shit, yes, very much so. And he doesn't wear knee pads too. Speak of the devil. So with that said, Norman Smiley.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Pretty bad.
Very strange. Very, very strange. But not as strange as what I'm going to ask you about next. A guy from my era of childhood, I forgot was still fucking wrestling in 1999. I think he might have too. Next match. Van fucking Hammer versus the legendary Fit Finley. Again, not much to say about Fit Finley here. He does his normal Fit Finley shit. But Van fucking Hammer though? He was wrestling him like he was trying to get Van Hammer over. Did he like pull like a warrior or something that reselled him on him? Because he was around in the early 90s, bro.
I'm gonna pull a dub right here. Who's Van Hammer?
Well, wise man. Since I'm educating you for once as far as that stuff, he was a wrestler of the era of WCW in which you had characters like the Great Oz, the Diamond Stud, what other ridiculous gimmicks that were around back then. All the stuff Kevin Nash did, like I said, brought up the Great Oz, Vinny Vegas, when Buff Bagwell was Marcus, Alexander Bagwell, that era of WCW. Like, and you had this motherfucker there, like he was like some sort of like rocker. He used to come out like rocking and playing a fake guitar and shit. Ridiculous gimmick. Bothered me. Didn't understand it.
So I've looked him up here, and I'm seeing he was a member of the Flock. What?
And I was watching WCW wrestling in this time, and I do not remember that. That's a Mandela effect shit.
What the fuck? Because I'm trying to sit here because I remember Raven in the Flock, and I'm trying to sit here and remember when was this Van Hammer looking nigga in the Flock?
Was his name? Oh, his name was Hammer, as we see here from our Google search here. So that's wild, bro, but not as wild as you would think, because Van Hammer was a very random gimmick. If you go back and Google his whole history in WCW, he was in a bunch of pockets of time that I don't even remember him being there. I'm shocked. But yeah, Van Hammer wrestling post Flock, I guess. What are your thoughts, Wise?
Glad they got that nigga out the Flock. That nigga the Flock out, bro, because he's bad. This match that you unfortunately had me watch is not good. Watching this match, and it's against fucking Fit Finlay, which
I'm saying
again is a good wrestler. So like the fact he had this clunky match, like I don't really get the gimmick. I
think Van Hammer just had history here, and he was in shape, and he filled up the card, and nobody paid attention because Eric Bischoff was letting the inmates run the asylum. Convinced. So,
I mean, the dude doesn't even sell well when you watch the match. Like,
does nothing well.
The moves.
He's never done anything well.
He's like the Kwame. He looks like Kwame Brown of wrestling. That's literally what he looks like to me. He looks like Kwame Brown.
Just a big dude.
Just there.
Just a big fucking dude.
Just
man.
fucking.
So that's.
Let's move on from that one. I don't like that.
As I thought, not much to talk about, but he has a very interesting career, spanned across time. Next match on this card, we get into it with good old Bam Bam and Raph. It was such a random match here. Not much to really talk about. Raph shares the same name as me, and my real government name, so I appreciate that and always respect it. Outside of that, I got nothing.
I mean, hey, you're a Bam Bam fan. You didn't have nothing about the match you liked?
Nah, man. Bam Bam. This is when Bam Bam was like at the end of the Bam Bam relevancy rope.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I feel bad for Bam Bam at this stage. He ain't the same agile big man as he was in the early to mid 90s.
He ain't the beast of the East or the beef of the East?
Nah, man. Nah, he ain't. He's chilling.
I feel that, man. Shout out to Bam Bam.
I'm gonna stay off Bam Bam because I could go in.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, we ain't gonna demolish Bam Bam Bigelow right now. That's not what we're in.
I take his nickname. So
exactly.
What type of person am I? Not the type of person that Konnan's describing in this next match. Though,
pause. When you text me that this man Konnan says that he wanted him to toss his salad and peel his potatoes, that
he said it.
Okay, no, we have to listen to this.
We can let it run. Yeah, run that shit. But yeah, man,
we have to. This is one of the most insane things you will hear a wrestler say. Like, this is disgusting.
Orale.
This is disgusting. let me just.
And that's when they stop. This is probably Konnan's last like live mic promo, because after this it's just Orale, la viva la raza. Like, that's it.
We gotta listen to this.
Oh yeah, run that shit.
So you
get Konnan running in with his fucking music. This nigga's.
Yeah, this is before he got kicked out of the NW, or after he got kicked out of the NW. Wolfpack.
Before
showing all the Caucasian ladies in the crowd, because that's what Konnan's demographic speaks to.
He's a milkman. It's okay.
But you boys, just remember this. Kevin, Lex, you guys started it. Get ready, because it's on, and we're going to set this off. Yo, let me speak on this. Orale!
Hey, so basically, he's telling everybody, Kevin Lex, it's on. It's on. And then he starts speaking that shit to the crowd, and then they're just going crazy. Most of these are white people speaking Spanish. That's crazy.
K-Dog, yo sigo siendo un vato loco forever. But more importantly than all that, Charleston, West Virginia, body.
It is.
Hey, yo, wait a minute. Hey, Lex, I know you can hear me, so beat this. There's Russian, there's Italian, there's French, and there's creamy. Those are dressings. So tonight, get ready to bow down, toss my salad, and peel my potatoes.
He said all the dressings. I forgot how it was set up. You gotta leave that in the episode, because that needs all the point of reference. And I don't think anybody cares about WCW that much to come for us for that. But that needs to be in the episode. Wise man, play it back for the people.
That's
Run
wild.
that back. Run it back.
That's wild.
Because I told you, I was like, this is when they stopped letting him cut promos like this.
He starts naming dressings and shit. What the fuck?
I was like, all the dressings.
Yo, wait a minute. Hey, Lex. I know you can hear me, so peep this. There's Russian, there's Italian, there's French, and there's creamy.
What the fuck is Russian?
There's Russian, there's Italian, there's French, and there's creamy.
Those are dressings. So tonight, get ready to bow down.
Never seen that in salad dressing.
Those are dressings. So tonight, I need you to bow down, toss my salad, and peel my potatoes. You heard?
Oh, what does that even mean?
What?
Peel my potatoes. That sounds painful.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know anything about that. Konnan is K-Dog is
toss
wild.
my salad and peel my potatoes.
I'm gonna send that as a sound clip to you.
Please. We need that on. Yes. Wow. You could cut it off, but good Lord.
Shit.
That had to be discussed and dissected.
Holy shit.
If I wasn't laying down already, I would have fell down hearing that. Thank God I don't watch this all the time with my children around, because I had questions. I thought I was the adult in the room. I don't know what that means.
No.
I don't want to know what that means. He said, you're about to, I don't even know what Russian dressing is, guys. Is that a thing?
What is Russian dressing? He said there's French, Italian, Russian, and creamy. But I'm gonna need you to bow down, toss my salad, and peel my potato. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
My heart rate's increasing. That's all I do know. That's some scary stuff, man. So with that said, we don't hear too many more Konnan freestyling promos, I think, like this ever again. Because I was like, how? But yeah, Konnan. Jailhouse terminology.
If I'm a booker and I give a wrestler a microphone and he goes out there and cuts a promo on another grown ass man and tells him to toss his salad and peel his potato and starts naming off random salad dressings, nah, get the mic, bro. You're done. I see why Vince McMahon dressed you up in that bullshit. You're done. Get out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
To preference that, this is all for a Lex Luger match in 1999.
What With that said,
this is Lex Luger
I love you, Lex,
with Miss Elizabeth.
But this era, yeah, this is some cringe era Lex Luger. Not as cringe as like the following year when he's like in that like narcissist Lex Luger gimmick again. This is at least kind of cool, but it's not because it's Lex Luger coming out to see murder. I hate it.
I was just about to say, take away the music and the NWO shirt. Is this cool? Come on, man.
No.
Be real.
Lex Luger's been doing this shit since 1987. Fuck out of here.
Exactly. Fuck out of here. Exactly like you said. Fuck out of here.
I love you, Lex, but nah, dog. There could be a whole podcast about Lex Luger and all the missteps, because he should have at least got that one big run in WWF. But I don't know, bruh. That's why the Graps always prosper, I guess. Shout out to Brett.
The Graps,
like, no way.
I'm not even a Bret guy. I mean, I don't even like Bret Hart like that. But over Lex Luger, all day. All fucking day.
That was a battle of the Graps versus Sports Entertainment. Well, I can't even call Lex Sports Entertainment. He's just a body. Let's just be real.
That nigga was golden era entertainment. He wasn't no sports entertainment. That was
facts. And that's where I say, like, I respect him from that, like, Sting and Lex Luger early on era when he was like this monster heel with Harley Race coming out with him. Like, that sold me on
if
him.
Hulk Hogan
of,
was the starting quarterback, Lex Luger was the third string. That's kind of how I view it.
Very fair. Very, very fair. So yeah, this match happens. Doesn't Lex Luger win?
Yes,
I think
by submission.
Because Miss Elizabeth comes out and pulls some shit
with the torture rack. The stupidest looking fucking move in my opinion. I hate that damn move so much.
I used to love that on the video game though. I used to love a torture rack on the video.
I don't get it.
It's because he's so big. Pause, I guess. But he's so muscular. He can rip you in half with his shoulders, I guess.
That's 80s shit. Get out of here. That shit don't look right no more. That's just.
I can't deny that.
You might as well finish the nigga off with a leg drop. Like, get out of here. I'm good.
I don't know. I'd buy torture rack over a leg drop all day long, but that's just me.
I don't know, man. Hogan dropping the boot of racism on a minority gonna put him out.
Yeah, true.
I'm just saying.
When a man says he can't, he's not worried about anything else but dying and coming back as a black man, that's some wild racism.
That's insane hating. That is.
You gotta really eat your vitamins and really hate other races to feel that way about other races. Like, that's some deep-seated Django racism there. You can't duplicate it or fake it. With that said, or not said, I don't think any of these gentlemen can align this egregiously with that kind of stuff. I don't know these guys in person, but hey, Perry Saturn and Chris Jericho. This is when Jericho, in my opinion, all in his creative bag. Experiment a lot with the comedy. As far as the Ralphus gimmick was super there. He's coming out with signs now, all of that kind of stuff.
Just the dude with the cutoff shirt, Jericho personal security, kills me. Every single time.
Ralphus is great. If I wonder what happened to Ralphus. I'm sure if he could, he would bring Ralphus back at some point on his AEW tour he's on right now. This reminds me a lot of like how Chris Jericho is able to reinvent himself so well, doing stuff like this. Because this is so opposite of who he was brought in to be presented as. This like, I'm here as a babyface. Yeah, exactly. Lion tamer, lion salt. So that's very opposite to the dungeon. Very opposite from what we get here, which is Jericho just all in his comedic bag on trying to get Perry Saturn, if he loses, will have to wear a dress, y'all. As black men, we hear all about this dress in Hollywood. Very popular subject of discussion right now, currently in the pop culture zeitgeist. But in wrestling, question mark? I think we've seen people have to put on dresses. Shout out to Santino Marella.
What's his name? Big Vito or Vinny, whatever. What was he in WWF?
Vinny Vegas?
Huh?
Oh, Big Vito? You talking about?
Who the fuck were you talking about?
I thought you were talking about Kevin Nash's gimmick of Vinny Vegas.
No, hell no.
When he would do the snake eyes.
Nah, Big Vito or whatever, who had to wear the dress and the dub. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Lil Guido's guy. Yes.
Yeah, shout out to him too.
So we've seen it, but not on the minorities like we see in the Hollywood and the music. Like, so that was interesting to me. I was like, damn, Perry Saturn was like getting that kind of treatment already. Had to wear a dress.
Would you have to wear a dress or be in love with the mop?
Oh man. With that said, I get why he's went off the rails in his personal life.
Yep, there you go.
I would have too, especially that mop gimmick.
That mop gimmick was killer.
With that said, I would have. I don't know. Maybe I would have been the mop. At least I don't. Because I'm black and Perry Saturn's not. I gotta do the mop to protect my peace. But all in all, this isn't a bad match. A lot of comedy shit involved. By Jericho. Jericho ends up winning. Saturn has to put on this dress, this like Garanimal suit that they found for him, this two-piece fucking leopard skin print, like business leisure suit.
It's pretty nasty.
That they found.
It's pretty nasty.
It's hilarious.
And he beats him with
a make somebody wear a
fucking
dress,
roll up.
That's fucked
You
up.
imagine losing in a dress match to a roll up? That pissed me off, bro.
Oh, I'll be blue, bro. I'd be very upset.
And then they hand him this big ass paper bag.
Yeah, why is it? Yeah, like it's shit in this bag or something. Like a human being shit here. Here's Perry Saturn.
Go light it on fire.
That bitch is heavy as fuck. Right, like the shit they lit on fire at Billy Madison.
Exactly.
He called the shit poo, and yeah, bro. Wild, weird fucking match. But not the worst thing you'll see this evening, I'll say. There's way worse matches and things that they put on this card and tell you to watch.
There's worse matches, but the concept of this match is entertaining. And like looking at this shit, like he looks so sad and then just slips. Oh god, it's backless too. Oh wait, no, he's got to zip. Oh, this ref is zipping it. Oh no, he's an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's how that one ends. Even the ref hops out the ring and starts laughing at Saturn's, which is kind of fucked up. That's
when you think about where the world is in 2024 now with like that kind of stuff. It's very, very, very ridiculous. But hey, wrestling. Next match.
Hey, I mean, yeah, it's there.
The four quarters cruiserweight matches after this. Cruiserweight championship. You got the champ Billy Kidman in all of his Jort glory versus Rey Mysterio Jr. versus
Hoovy.
Psychosis, and then Juventud Guerrera
for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, very interesting match. Very kind of I feel like little clunkiness in this match. There's a lot of weird spots where a lot of people are just diving out over the top rope to the outside for no reason. I feel like they did that 6 times too many at some points in time, because I'm just like, wait a minute. It's like I was like kept seeing the same thing happen over and over again. I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. They did that spot already. So there's some stuff like that. When you have matches like this, it protects people that aren't that great. I really wonder if I feel like Billy Kidman was like hurt in this match or something. I didn't see a lot of the normal Billy Kidman affair.
Wasn't a lot of a lot of the regular any of them, to be honest. I mean, this is
it was very strange.
It was.
Yeah.
This didn't feel like Hoovy, Psychosis, Ray, and Billy Kidman in a fatal 4-way match for a cruiserweight title on WCW.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that at all. It felt like
you would think that would main
It felt
event.
like the match got put together like a couple hours prior, and one dude wasn't sure he was actually going to be able to do it. Like all types of shit, bro. It was put together weirdly. It was entertaining, but like you said, clunky. Very clunky.
Yeah. I think we expected a lot more because we know how those 4 of those guys are known for their in-ring performances.
Exactly.
And we just got half-ass shit out of everybody, I feel like, or just people were kind of sleeping at the wheel in autopilot. The match kind of suffered for that. But, hey, Billy Kidman won, defended his title.
With a shooting star press, like Billy Kidman wins.
would have it any other way.
No, you would not.
But yeah, it was an okay match, all things considered, on this card. That's where I kind of got to preference things. Like, if you put this on a great card, then this would be like the worst match on it type deal. But the fact we're here, this wasn't that bad of a match in the context of this pay-per-view. I'd call it mid to almost upper tier of what this pay-per-view gives us overall. But yeah, Kidman retains in the jorts.
In the jorts. Shout out to John Cena, which begged the question, which I wanted to ask: who was the originator of the jorts in wrestling? Because I've seen Kidman, I've seen Raven, we've seen Cena. Who originated the jorts?
I'd have to say Raven.
Okay.
He was the first guy I saw on a regular basis wrestling in jean shorts. Only guy. I could argue the Dudley Boys because they used to wear like the cutoff overalls.
True, yeah.
In their ECW days, but it never like transformed into staying that, or it never case that it transformed to other stuff as they moved along. So, like I said, weird match, but not the worst thing you'll see. I feel like that's like a cop-out answer, but it's the truth. In all honesty.
Like you said, it's the fucking truth. Which kind of leads to the next match, which is kind of worse in my opinion. Hate it or love it. You got Ric Flair and his son David versus
Commissioner Ric Flair,
which, if I'm not mistaken,
big deal about it.
Yeah, didn't he lose his commissionership after this?
I'm sure he does, because NWO
for life.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Thank you. So, yes, I think that's the reason why. But the fact that they had like his entire family in the ring on Nitro, I feel like the week before this match, it made me leave like they wanted him to be in this position. So who knows? WCW. But yes, in regards to David Flair, I know he's not a wrestler at this point. Like, there were some things I was just like, like, you can tell this isn't what he does every day. And on the other side of it, because they were in a tag team match, by the way, Rick and David Flair, wrestling Kurt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect, and Barry Windham.
We'll talk
Brazen
about that in a little bit.
Yeah. And then Glock Anderson, aka Arn Anderson, walking out the Flair boys to the ring. In his Four Horsemen shirt that nobody's repping anymore. Like I said, people just be repping the Horsemen. Ric Flair just be like, I'm a Horseman. Nobody questions because it's Ric Flair, but these other dudes be wearing all their merch, letting people know, like, hey, I'm still a fucking Four Horsemen.
Flair is Flair. Flair going Flair, bro.
For life. Right.
Exactly.
So, with that said, this match, it made me sad because of how bloated and, like, Kurt Hennig was in it deep as far as like the pills and alcohol stuff. You could see it. He just looks so bloated to me.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's not fun to see. Makes me really wonder how he was able to even take down Brock Lesnar in a shoot match on an airplane, because that's what they say happened. He took him down, and that's what they said they thought that airplane door would have opened if they kept going, which is insane. But that happened in 2002. What's the plane ride?
Yeah, 2001, 2002, some shit like that.
Yeah, he goes and gets rehired by WWE after this whole stint, because he turns into the West Texas Rednecks or something like that.
Some terrible shit.
And they have that Rap is Crap song. Yeah, garbage, utter garbage. But with that said, they have this match. Thoughts before I get into how this all ends, Wiseman? That deserves its own little second.
No, that's basically what it is. They had this match, and it's so sad seeing Kurt Hennig like this, because he just looks beer gut, 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh yeah,
rusty, like not really in it. And then David Flair's fucking green as hell. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. If you want to go ahead and end off this, probably, I would say this is the worst match of the card, in my opinion. Hey, please.
Very fair.
Please go ahead. Shoot it in the head.
Yeah. I'd argue that the Lex and Konnan match was more boring. What made this more entertaining was the end of the match when the NWO, whoever the fuck, runs out and they just beat the crap out of David Flair, literally whooping his ass with Hulk Hogan's weight belt.
That was hilarious.
And Ric Flair just sitting there cussing out Hulk Hogan.
That was hilarious.
You motherfucker. You could hear him say, I'm like, damn, all right, y'all acting back. But yeah, that happened. With that said, anything else to really say about this tag match? Like, it was the definition of is what it is, in my opinion. Like, they're just trying to do anything to get a spark going.
It's
type stuff.
I would say this is 14 minutes to get the crowd dull, so they'll pop for Goldberg and Scott Hall. That's the only thing I can fucking think about.
This is why we call him the wise man, because that's a very astute take, because I feel like that's kind of what happens.
You got to. Like, literally, man, you got to calm them down, because they gave you, if you think about it, you gave you a funny match with Jericho and Saturn, then you get supposed high intensity with 4 cruiserweights, and then you got to slow that shit down with fucking David Flair and Kurt Hennig. So, when Goldberg and Scott Hall hit, everyone's like, fucking finally something. So that's my only assessment of it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if someone booked this shit thinking that it was good placement or like gonna be a fire match, then bless your heart.
Yeah. Go play the lottery if you got that kind of confidence. Because that's wild. All right, so here we are. Watch a long time, kiddies. So that said, we got a doozy for you. We got the legendary, rest in peace, Scott Hall versus Mr. I just got my streak broke and I'm mad about it, so I want to stun gun you back, Billy Goldberg.
Billy.
Yeah. So with that said, we're not doing entrances and all that. We gonna start it up right after Hog gets done with his amazing promo. But to that point, when he's coming down the aisle, Michael Buffer, I might have stated this earlier in the episode, is reading a scroll of accomplishments by Scott Hall in his 3 years at WCW. It is one of the funniest things I ever heard. It makes it seem like they want us to know that Scott Hall, or I should say this, they're making sure that Michael Buffer is earning every red cent he is getting paid by WCW to be doing these big old speeches and them having to pay for that good old "let's get ready to rumble." Oh, I can't say it because I might get sued. Sorry, please don't come for
copyrighted.
Yeah. Right, for real. He be listening. Whoever he hired people to listen, whatever it is. But yeah, man, wild ass entrance. This funny, stupid NWO shit. And then we get to his promo, which we'll discuss once we get this thing rolling. But wise man, where will the good people want to start off this match on their Peacock access?
So for the cock, you're gonna be starting it off at 2 hours and 34 minutes. Pretty much right after Scott Hall almost ends his promo. And we're gonna be starting it in 3, 2, 1, start. So boom, hands over the mic to the ref. Right after stating that there's going to be no match and the ref needs to lift his hand, Goldberg's music immediately hits. And his face is just dumbfounded.
Scott Hall definitely looks like he's on one of something in this beginning of the match, by the way. And they were speculating all night if Goldberg was going to wrestle.
Yeah, because he got jumped.
To the point of Hall's promo. Yeah, this is typical. Like I said, it smells like Vince Russo's back there with stupid shit like that. Is he gonna wrestle tonight? Like,
it's a
what?
Ghost book.
This ain't a Rocky movie. Like, stop
Vince
it.
Russo is ghost booking this pay-per-view, that's all. Before he can officially be on the books. But it seems like Goldberg's getting a pretty good pop. And he comes out with a fat-ass knee brace on his left knee.
Hilarious. He's trying to do his best Stone Cold impression.
That's what I immediately think about. I thought they were the same dude when I was little. Just the generic black trunks and shit like that. And bald. I didn't fucking know.
He literally stole Stone Cold's whole gimmick. But in fairness to Goldberg, what the fuck else are they gonna do with him? This guy literally came from the power plant straight to Nitro.
He went from the offensive line to the power plant to a Nitro ring, and then with the belt around him.
It's wild, man.
That is insanity. And he's hobbling his ass to the ring. Now,
he's selling that knee.
If I know wrestling logic, Scott Hall in 1999 plus Goldberg plus a ladder does not equal any type of compelling wrestling as far as ladders.
No, neither one of these go outside of the Shawn Michaels feud,
which was
with Razor
how many
Ramon.
years prior? That was what, WrestleMania 10?
WrestleMania 10, which was 94.
So yeah, this was 5 years.
5 years later.
No.
A lot of miles on Scott Hall's.
It, brother.
Those 5
we ain't
years.
doing that.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of miles, a lot of pills, a lot of alcohol, a lot of toothpicks. He's ran through a lot.
A lot of toothpicks.
And they hooked the stun gun up.
What
Shit looks
joke.
like a bug zapper, bro. Is that what that is? Is that a bug zapper?
It does.
That's hilarious.
It sounds like one. It might be a bug
because
zapper.
it like clicks like a bug zapper. That's so hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's super gimmicky type stuff. And I feel like if they're really stun gunning people, some people would have got some serious injuries. Consider what a stun gun does to you. So like the live electricity running through your body.
Niggas would have been shitting themselves in this damn ring.
Bug zapper completely tracks when I think about it.
Oh God! See, this is what you expect with this. Some slow ass bullshitty intro to the match, and they're staring down like this is some big pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, from the Hogan School of Bullshit of how to milk a match without doing anything for fucking 10 minutes of the 15-minute match. In this case, 17.
NWO. He instilled that shit everywhere. I swear.
Ah, man, so bad it's good sometimes.
Look, all right, give him the pushback. Classic Goldberg pushback. Nigga's been doing this shit for fucking damn near 20 years, bro.
Oh yeah, man. That's why they like. He's so intense. Yeah, man, it's
He's
weird.
so intense.
It's strange.
Man, this nigga I mean, I guess back in 99 he was. I've been kind of ruined with the recent Goldberg. So
you and every other wrestling fan.
Yeah, you got the prime Goldberg. I did not. I didn't get that.
Hey man, Goldberg was over like Rover with me. I thought I could spear and jackhammer people on the playground.
If I grew
that.
up and I was born in 97. If I was in school in around 97, 98, I would have jackhammered somebody. Most definitely.
Oh yeah, watching Goldberg made you think that you could do that shit.
I put my homie in the walls of Jericho, but that's about it.
See, that's a fun one to do to somebody.
Put a nigga in the walls of
I
Jericho.
remember like we used to put me and my brother used to put each other in like STFs growing up. Them shits hurt. The STF really hurts.
Oh hell yeah! Fuck
real,
yeah, the STF.
STF.
Nah, man, we used to
hurts.
pretend we're he who should not be named. Fucking putting a crossface on him and shit like that. I used to love that shit.
Oh yeah, we used to do that too. Yep. Boston crabs to the point of walls of Jericho.
Yeah, love that shit, bro.
Stuff you don't think that hurts, but once you get put in it, you're like, God damn, I can't feel my back. God damn.
Oh fuck.
Like, yeah, man.
I remember I tried to jump off
Please
the chair
do
like
not try
Sabu
this at
and
home.
strained my entire right leg and couldn't walk on it for like 3 days.
It's wild, man. Sabu was wild.
Yeah, this was the reboot Sabu. This was WWE CW as well. He was. Yeah. So throughout that whole banter,
He was trying to get fired.
Throughout
and
that
shit.
whole banter, these two dudes have done nothing. For anyone that's watching along, I'm sure you can agree. You got a couple back and forth.
That's why we can't talk about it.
Exactly. A couple back and forths. Goldberg's just staring him down like. Looks weird. He's not even giving him like it's a wrestling opponent. It's like he just hit his girl and he's like regretting it. And what is? He tried to do a scoop slam and couldn't do it. What the fuck?
Cause that knee, brother.
No, but
They banged up
Scott
my
Hall
knee.
couldn't lift up Goldberg. Is Goldberg considered that big a dude? People can't lift him up. Scott Hall 6'6".
Not by
That's what I'm saying. Scott Hall 6'6", 250.
As he told us during that sleepy promo, he reminded us he was 6'6".
6'6", 250, and better looking than 10 movie stars. To a power slam. Joke. Okay.
Another slam by Goldberg.
I think his whole repertoire is just generic kick, generic punch, body slams.
Yeah, man.
Jackhammers and spears. Like, I haven't seen anything else.
You got it.
Like, you know how much my...
And they say Kevin Nash only has 5
Exactly.
moves.
They say a lot of people only have 5. Like, you imagine how much my mind would have been blown if I seen, like, Goldberg do a Hurricane Rana or something like that.
Oh, it'd been wild. Your mind would still be, like, all over the place. Like, just boom.
It's like John Cena doing fucking Canadian Destroyers.
Wow.
I don't know if you watched that period of John Cena, but it was hilarious.
That had to be his early days out of Madden, right?
Exact opposite.
This was happening.
This was like
post,
2014, like type shit. He started busting out a bunch of different moves.
It's during like the era of Punk and stuff.
Yeah,
like
bro.
that.
Like this nigga was doing Canadian Destroyers, Hurricane Ranas, top rope moves, like all types of shit. And people were like, "Where did this come from?" Because I guess people were talking shit. He only has 5 moves of doom, so.
There you go. End with the hair flip.
Okay, Goldberg on the outside wrestling does not equal good.
Yeah, ask Mongo and that terrible ass weird table spot they had in like Halloween Havoc in '97. It's terrible.
Yeah, this just screams someone's gonna get hurt. I wouldn't have Goldberg civilians and ladders. Oh, what the fuck was that?
No.
I remember that looked awkward. That was a fall.
Very awkward. Like a lot of things.
They just fell backwards over a ladder for anybody who isn't watching along with this one. Kind of weird. Bash into the guardrail.
I feel like they would have been better off with this being a cage match, in all honesty. The ladder is problematic.
I could see that. But that takes away the whole stun gun gimmick of it, but...
Or they could just have like a weaponized stun gun match. Shout out to NXT.
Stun gun on a pole match?
Like just stun guns just stuck in the cage. They could just grab and electrocute each other with. First man to get electrocuted like 3 times loses. It could work. It could happen. I'm sure GCW
First
has some
man to
shit
go
like
into cardiac
that
arrest loses. He's getting shot so fucking much. You just drop kick a ladder into this dude's face?
He sure did. I feel like Goldberg's getting payback from Hall for all of his stiff bullshit during WCW.
I'm not surprised. All the NWO was probably assholes like that.
Oh, 1000%. That's why I'm like, knowing how they move, I guarantee Hall was like, I'm about to lay it in on this motherfucker just cause.
This big ass dude.
True.
Did he already retire Bret Hart at this point, or?
I was wondering about that. I don't think so. It happens later on in '99. The Bret Hart stuff.
Okay, because I was just thinking, I'm like, I know it happens pretty soon if it hasn't. So I don't know if he has that reputation for ending careers already.
No, not yet, but it's creeping. This blade job and whatever he did is egregious.
Why you would trust Goldberg with a blade when he doesn't even know how to wrestle that well, I will never know.
Them dudes let Goldberg do whatever. Goldberg was printing money. License to do whatever you want.
Fuck it. I mean, why not, bro? At that point. But hey, I will give it to him. He was one of my favorite characters on Here Comes the Pain. Goldberg was the shit. Dude, I think it was a 99.
I could see that.
I don't know if you played Here Comes the Pain, but bro, great fucking game. You gotta play it, man. When we do a Twitch channel, we're gonna play it. Don't worry.
All right, I'm here for it.
We got PS2 emulators. We're gonna play that shit.
Shit. I would love a PS2. That would be awesome.
I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. We'll find you a PS2 and we'll get you one. I see plenty of them.
All right. Oh, for sure. There's some classics I would love. Man, this match sucks.
I mean,
Goldberg is bleeding.
Goldberg is doing a great sell job right now, making you believe that
that is a good
Scott
point.
Hall.
He's selling better than I've ever seen
Exactly.
him sell.
This is a great sell job.
Which isn't often.
Exactly. Someone this green does not usually make it this believable.
No. Not to this level.
All right, we got some attempts to go for the stun gun finally. Now again, in the stun gun ladder match, getting the stun gun does not win the match. You have to stun your opponent. Exactly, it's half the battle. Yep. So no matter if you grab the stun gun, the dude can take it from you and stun you and win the fucking match. So, Goldberg just backdrops Scott Hall off of a ladder, and Scott Hall gets up first. What? And then he folds up the ladder. All right, no one's making any more attempts.
Yeah, this is just. I don't know. Yeah, I like.
Hey, don't worry, bro. You get a little violence here. Drop the.
I'm speechless. Like, I'm trying to find something to speak to about this right now. I'm just like, what's Scott Hall's beating Goldberg up with a ladder. Goldberg's bleeding like a stuck pig.
This is the story. This is why WCW got, sold.
Shit can. Yeah,
this is the shits.
Bluntly as I
This
can.
is the shits. The only thing worse than this is
Big
the year
shits.
2000. That's it. The only thing worse than this is the year 2000. This is the worst.
I was gonna say worst match. This or that Ric Flair and David Flair versus Kurt Hennig and Barry Windham match.
This, I will say, is the worst match wrestling wise. The other one was more entertaining because it was fresh people. Tag match, of course. But this shit is abysmal. I don't know why this is a main event. This could have filled the mid card nicely. And cut it down like 7 minutes. Make it like a 8-9 minute match maybe. 10 tops.
Yep.
For a ooh, okay. All right. Goldberg getting a little juice in him. Okay. Scott Hall pops up relatively quickly and starts stomping the what? Okay. Scott Hall gets up, stomps the shit out of him, and he's setting up a ladder in the corner. We gonna get a ladder spot?
Oh yeah, you know it.
Punch. That's one thing about Scott Hall. He knows how to make punches look nice. I like that at least. All right, Irish Rip reverse. Scott Hall jumps into the ladder and has it fall on him.
Yeah.
This is like, that was a Looney Tunes ass bump right there.
Seeing the characters, that doesn't surprise me.
Right?
As far as a Looney Tunes comparison.
Boom. Gut shot with the ladder by Goldberg.
I'd be afraid to get hit with Goldberg from a ladder by Goldberg.
I would too.
As you see.
Shit.
Unprotected.
You saw what that nigga's foot did. You imagine what a goddamn ladder will do by him? Hell no.
Right.
Dude, we'll put you in a wheelchair. I am good.
Smoked Bret Hart's ass. Like, you would have thought he got shot.
You gonna get Bret Hart a fucking enemy of the podcast. Don't do that. You know that nigga holds grudges.
Oh, I could never. The excellence execution could never speak negatively on him. He's invited anytime he will ever want to grace us with his presence in this podcast.
Sorry, boy, he got smoked.
Dog. Goldberg kicked him so hard.
Oh shit.
And even though that wasn't even what gave him the concussion, it's all was wild.
Everything that happened with that shit was wild. But surprisingly, Goldberg pops up with the ladder and is making a climb for the stun stick, is what they call it, because I guess you can't say gun on TV.
That track.
And Scott Hall kicks him off the fucking ladder. All right. Throws the ladder on him, and Goldberg falls like the slowest thing you've ever seen. Now, again, so is the whole stipulation for this match just because the stun gun ended his streak? Is that like the entire reason for it?
I mean, no easier than anything else. That's why I'm like, it ain't that special. to be saying. I don't know. It's just the importance does not speak to where this match is positioned. This should be like the third match on the card.
Yeah, and who's the champ at this time? Is it Hogan?
Hogan.
Yeah, Finger Poke of Doom. It's
brother.
Hogan. Yeah, that's to the Finger Poke of Doom.
It's Hogan on his like 5th WCW World Title reign.
Oh my God!
At this stage of his career.
Oh, that was nasty.
There's unsafe Goldberg.
Did he try to take a fucking like ropes to the nuts type stick, or like what was that?
I don't know if he tried, but he leaned into it.
He just got pushed off a ladder and it looked like he almost dislocated his damn knee. That was disgusting. All right, Goldberg is gonna go for the stun stick now. Said, look at that ladder. Bobby Heenan can't even put this over anymore.
No.
Who the fuck is this?
How can you?
Oh my God, I forgot about this. This nigga, Glenn Gilberti, runs down
that bump Goldberg takes off the ladder. Is
what?
hilarious.
Oh yeah, he just took like a jaw first to the top rope bump. In his those? You said they're not parachute pants. What pants are those? Bell bottoms. There they go. So Glenn Gilberti runs out.
Popular in the 80s.
Yeah.
Or 70s,
exactly. So this doofus runs out in his bell bottoms and pushes Goldberg off the ladder. So now Scott Hall has retrieved the stun stick.
Yep, of course. This is where the comedy
This
is.
is where it gets.
Now it turns into a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Literally, put a Benny Hill track over this shit.
Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny.
This shit is hilarious. Oh, he blocks it. He held him off.
This is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
On one leg.
It's like they're trying to enact a fucking knife fight, but with a bullshit bug zapper, like gimmicked up as a stun stick. All right, literally, if you,
this is so like just. No, I was gonna say like we're almost towards like where this is gonna get really. There it is. This is fun. This is some funny shit. This is like playing Duck Duck Goose in kindergarten. What you're about to see here. It's quite ridiculous. You hear Mike today? It's taser time.
Taser time. The stun stick fell out of the ring, and Goldberg dives for it. And
the tase job on Glenn Gilberti is quite funny.
He just goes and just sticks Glenn with the fucking taser, and dude just falls.
Like, where was Glenn Gilberti at when he ran out to the ring and slid between the bottom rope to fall on the ground and grab the stun gun? Where was he at?
I couldn't even tell you, bro.
Because the aisleway was on the upper side. No, it's not. I was going to say the aisleway is on the opposite side of the ring, but he was probably standing not. No, it is on the opposite side of the ring. Mm-hmm. No idea what Glenn Gilberti was doing.
No idea at all.
Not his job, evidently.
And now he's just standing there, just wait. Why did he just scream like that?
Cause it's payback time, wise man. Taser time.
Why did he just?
I'm surprised the NWO ain't out here by now.
You have one member of the NWO. Or is Glenn Gilberti a member of the NWO at this point? Yeah, right?
No, that comes later. I think he's just trying to audition. He's trying to win Kevin Nash's good graces right now.
This dude just hit him with the fucking 1-2. He throws the stun stick in the air.
He doesn't need it. I'm going to stun you with this.
He throws the stun stick in the air and spears Scott Hall. Crawls over to the stun stick, and this is probably going to be the end of the match.
That's what it's looking
He waving this bitch like a strap, bro. What is this? And gives off a roar and stuns Scott Hall. As Scott Hall's Looney Tunes spazzes out on the ground.
Of course. There's the bell.
Oh my God.
Somebody cares about the sanctity of this match.
Bell rings and Bam Bam Bigelow's out here.
A non-member of the NWO. Just
99 Bam Bam Bigelow. And then Scott Hall stuns him. He did all this shit for nothing. Scott Hall still tased his ass. And now he's tasing Goldberg.
Bam Bam Bigelow acted like Red Fox on Sanford's with the Bigelow cover. It was even
I'm
better.
coming, Elizabeth. And then it ends.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the ending to the
just tells
pay-per-view.
me-
Scott Hall.
That tells me.
What were you gonna say?
It just tells me that they tried to cut something out, but continue.
That was one of the shittiest endings to a pay-per-view I've ever seen. Like, legitimately.
Shit don't describe that shit.
Scott Hall just ends with tasing everybody, and they cut to black.
Yep.
That's it.
Cause wrestling. And folks, that's our watch along for this evening, man. I can speak to the reason why I wanted to see this in a watch along form. I think I may have said at the beginning of the show as well. It was advertised with a stun gun ladder match. Like, why would you not want to see that? But oh wait, it actually has to happen. That's why you don't want to see it. To be completely 100% honest. I want to be nice. These are going to be my nice things to say about the match. This the new spirit of this show. I'm going to try to give you some good love. Like, hey, we did this well before I just completely rip it to shreds. Like, I could do
I'll
better.
rip it to shreds.
But I'll say that for you, wise man. Well, I'll say the good things here, and these are stretches, so don't come for me. Goldberg sold. He's never had to sell before, outside of when he first got tased at Stargate. He was selling that knee and all that kind of stuff. Amazing. Scott Hall seemed lazy and was just waiting for the next thing, not even present as far as just care for the match. Unless he, I have to go back and look at more 99 Scott Hall, but I'm sure he's not doing this kind of stuff for everybody he's wrestling. As far as the Hulk Hogan, we're gonna kill time as much as we can, brother, to try to get the most out of this show and sell tickets and shit. So many thoughts, but those are my positives. Wise man, here's the shredder. Rip
Jesus
it,
Christ. Okay. The whole angle of, is he gonna wrestle? Is he not gonna wrestle? Shit. I hated it. You know he's gonna fucking wrestle. Why are you even playing it like that? I get wrestling is,
he wants to get paid.
I get
guys.
wrestling is predetermined, but come on, guys. That's like, that's like making it seem like we're fucking stupid. The wrestling was slow for the first, what?
10?
No, more than 10. The match was 17 minutes. The actual bell to bell was 17 minutes. I would say solidly 13 to 12. 11, if I'm being nice, was just boring. Like, there was a few slams in and out. I think the most entertaining was when they were on the outside of the ring, and that lasted all for like 45 seconds. Scott Hall was pretty disappointing in this one, besides his sell jobs. Didn't make anything look believable. Everything was pretty goofy, to be honest. And having such a serious dude like Goldberg right there to try to, I can't say carry it, because it's like both the dudes needed to be carried through the match and neither one could carry each other. It was pretty bad. The best part of the match came the last few minutes once the stun gun came down. Everyone started chasing it like a fucking gun in an action movie. That was the best part. And then Glenn Gilberti was honestly one of the lowlights. I don't really like seeing him on my screen. Is there really more to say about it? The wrestling was pretty bad. The whole, I guess the idea of it is good. But other than that, this is a trash main event.
Yeah. Idea of being the biggest sell is the biggest takeaway I got just about this. Cause it's just like if they knew what they were doing, if Eric Bischoff wanted to sit in Gorilla and actually run a show like he's allegedly doing, this would be so much better. It just tells me how much the inmates were running the WCW Asylum in 1999 and why they had to think they had to fire Eric Bischoff to bring in Vince Russo. And then they're essentially pouring gasoline on a wildfire at that point by bringing that problematic asshole in there and forget his buddy's name, but he dresses up in that Jim Ross gimmick and fakes Bell's palsy.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, very insensitive and wild.
Fuck that whole
all to
gimmick,
the credit of Vince Russo and his buddy from WWF at the time that followed him.
If we have a worst gimmicks
but yeah.
episode, that's top 5. Like,
oh yeah, that'd be a fun one. There's a terrible gimmicks out there. We could do like I'm sure like they think of 20 terrible gimmicks and do a top 5 and just
50.
break down the top 5.
I could think of 50 terrible fucking gimmicks. Don't even give me. Oh my god. Yeah, bro. 30 of them are gonna come from.
Open up some debate or some.
No, I was gonna say 30 of them are gonna come from golden era WWF. I can guarantee you. Some of them shits were terrible.
Yeah. That's and to that point, that's why I was saying, like, there's so many obscure gimmicks out there that have never seen the light of day as far as in the present time that existed back then. We're gonna have some fun clips for Black History Month around a similar subject that I can't wait to bring that. It'll be spread amongst both of the shows that we have going on here and other shows that are still be coming this year. So with that all being said, guys, this is another episode, or the very first episode of the BA and the Wise Man Show. Ew. Man, feels so good. With that said, Wise Man, what's going on lately? Tell the people what you got going on, brother.
Every other week on Wednesday, until further notice. Some Fridays on the main, booking territories, especially with the Rumble coming up and things like that. Gonna be some fire. Other than that, like you said, I know on the main pod we got Patreon going up, all that things. We're gonna have some side pods going on. I'm pushing for the AEW pod to get live. That's gonna go.
You don't want to invite me
there.
there.
I want everyone to pull up for the smoke. I'm airing that bitch out.
You want me to do
I'm
that?
airing that bitch out. I'm just letting you know. I'm airing that bitch out.
I don't want to put my feet on your couch, man, with my shoes on. That's essentially what it's going to be like.
That's fine.
Like, just coming into your house, just being hella disrespectful.
That's fucking Rick James in the Chappelle Show. Feet on your couch. Fuck your couch, nigga.
Fuck your couch. Tony Khan.
No, facts, bro. But I'm always pushing for that one, so that should be coming pretty soon. Other than that, you hear my work every week and every other week mixing these pods, so I'm always here.
Biggest of facts there. Yes, the man does amazing work here and on the other show that he produces, the main pod, which is where you can also find me every single Friday. Here, as the Wise Man said, every other Wednesday. We're going to be sprinkling in some special content throughout this show, throughout the year, as we get our Patreon up and running. More to come on all of that. Guys, again, thank you for joining the revamped, new and improved, BPA free, BA and the Wise Man Show.
GMO free, no additives,
no MSG,
gluten free. Everyone can take this content in. That's the whole point.
All that. I love that. I love that analogy in it. So with that said, be on the lookout for the next one. We got some funny shit coming in February. A WWE and WCW reviews coming in that month. Can't wait to get into it. But as we used to do in the past, still gonna end the show with this quote. It's a very special quote to me. In the words of the illustrious poet Sean Carter, may the best of your today's people be the worst of your tomorrows. Everything is wrestling. Keep getting this fucking madness through all of your podcast feeds. We are everywhere. And let the madness run wild.
Eat your eugenics.
Ooh.
There's Russian, there's Italian, there's French, and there's creamy.